What's going on? We're back with another Feature Friday, and we got our good friend Tyree here. I don't know how to say your last name.
How you say, what is it? Haley, Haley, Haley?
It's Haley.
Haley, yeah. Tyree Haley, thank you so much for joining us. And before we jump into that, just want to remind you all that Season 2 is brought to you by the Supporting Black Canadian Communities Initiative, administered by Black Business Initiative. Tyree, how you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to be here with the both of you. You know I rock with you both heavy, so I'm happy to be here and have this conversation with you on this Friday.
For sure. Likewise.
For sure. Just because I don't know how to say your last name don't mean we ain't boys from time.
That's okay.
So maybe you just dive in, talk about your upbringing. Tell us about where you're from, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So I was born here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I grew up in the north end of Halifax. I ventured out to Halifax West for high school. Was out there. I played a little bit of basketball. That's what led me to Memorial University, where I did my undergrad in business. I moved back home in 2017. I was working at a bank, CUA, for a little bit, and then I transferred over to the NSCC and started traveling a little bit in 2018, fell in love with it, and now I live in Thailand full time. So I'm just home visiting now for the summer.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So I don't know where to start because you do so many amazing things. First off, fam, like incredible stuff that you're involved in. Maybe just speaking to your upbringing just a little bit more and how you kind of came on this journey to be where you're at.
Yeah, for sure. I think first and foremost, I like to joke and say that Halifax or Nova Scotia is the home of the light skins. Let's be real. There's a lot of us here that have black fathers and white mothers. So I think for me, I always had to be really adaptable from a young age. I had to be able to know how to move in both settings. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of transferred over to me traveling and being able to be around different religions and different cultural backgrounds. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what has provided me some passion and getting to know different people around the world and be able to understand their stories and their way of thinking and just thinking outside of the box and really just not thinking like, in such a condensed kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So what do you find, like, you being like biracial, some people will call it, but having a white mom, black dad, how was that experience for you on your upbringing?
I mean, there was definitely situations where, like, I'd hang with some family members that, from my black side, I was considered too white. And then, like, I would go to Sportsplex and then there were a white family call me the N-word. So it was definitely some identity crisis that I had to kind of figure out for myself. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I always, identified as a black man. And, I think being able to know who you are and know yourself and really be unforgiving in who you are it really provides you that confidence to be able to be yourself, not just here in your hometown, but around the world.
Like what age do you feel like you tapped into that to where like you accepted or you transcended the black and the white?
A very young age. I think like I mean, it's so hard to say, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I just feel like me having a black father, him being the male role model in my life, I mean, that's what I kind of seen. I mean, I have a white grandfather he's passed now, but I mean, for me, identifying as a black man from a very young age, but realizing of the privilege that I had of being a light skin, you know what I mean? So being able to, not take those things for granted, but to be at the end of the day, being able to, love who you are in your own skin.
Yeah. I think it's important for us to like recognize our privileges and stuff like that, even though some other people on the outside of us might not agree with what we're saying, but like I identify the same way to where like as a lighter person, because I got white skinned black friends that are white passing, and obviously they're going to be treated differently in society, but they can also reject that and be like, oh, I'm not being like, because I got some white friends, like black friends that look white that are like racism doesn't exist because they never experienced it firsthand. So they're like, oh, this ain't a real thing. So like to recognize that stuff and be able to talk about it, I think is super important.
Definitely.
100%.
And another thing too, so navigating both worlds, like what does community mean to you and how are you able to stay connected within the African Nova Scotian community and just contribute there?
No, I think that's a really good point, Aaliyah. For me, when I was down home living and I was here, it was extremely important to be able to stay connected with the African Nova Scotia community. My family personally is from Africville. We got Africville weekend coming up this weekend.
Africville in the building.
Shout out to Africville.
Yeah. I think, being able to have been on Delmore Buddy Day board and being able to work with BEA and different organizations like that, I think it's important because at the end of the day, all I want to do is just be of a voice and someone that motivates the next generation to do whatever it is that they want to do. And I think like being able to have platforms like this and be able to speak about my story and maybe motivate the next person who might be thinking, oh, maybe I want to try this. I'm scared to try that. Community is everything. And I think to add on that, I think now that I'm living on the other side of the world, I find it important to be able to help in community in wherever I'm at. You know what I mean? I think for me, the transition to living where I'm at now in Thailand has been good just because I've been able to accept the culture in that country, but also donate some time to the community and give back to some Thai kids. And you know, just because, again, I'm a representation of down home. I'm a representation of being Halifax and Nova Scotian, you know what I mean? And I think it's important. I could do a better job of maybe, you know, staying in touch with the African Nova Scotian community when I'm abroad. But it's just hard, man. It's 10-hour difference, man.
Yeah, I tell you, post more on social media, make more content. We want to see what you're up to. We want to, you know what I mean? Build that audience, brother.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you find in terms of like the youth in Thailand, since you've been there for like a year now?
Yeah.
Because we'll get you to tell us about that. The youth in Thailand versus the youth here that you see, that you notice, or is there any differences, similarities? Is it like, what are the differences in Thailand versus here?
Yeah, well, that's a hard question to answer.
And I'm speaking like strictly African Nova Scotian community, and then like tell me about
the Thai community. Yeah. I think like there's a lot of parallels. For instance, like you're not gonna go in a Thai person's house with your shoes on. You're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? You're not gonna disrespect your elders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not gonna do that. You're gonna respect everybody that you associate with. You know what I mean? You're gonna share meals. You know, you're not gonna just, oh, I'm just having this meal for myself. I'm not sharing. No, you guys are gonna get, you know, a shareable meal. Like everybody's gonna share food. Yeah, I would say those are the biggest things for sure. Everything else is different though. Like I mean, the food and just the way of life, and of course like the climate and everything else. But in terms of like just the people, I would say, you know, Thai people are all about respect, and I think, you know, Black people, especially here in Nova Scotia, it's all about respect. You know what I mean? You gotta, you know. So I think like being able to have that, you know, understanding of what it's like to respect, you know, people here in Nova Scotia has helped me go to Thailand and be able to like transition and not disrespect their culture or anybody in the community and stuff.
Now be like, oh, can I touch your hair?
No, you can't. No, you can't touch a Thai person's head. You're not supposed to touch a Thai person's head.
That's tough.
You know, if you see an elderly person that's like, you know, considered more older than you or have a higher standard, you gotta like walk them like this. So you gotta bend your head down, kind of like respect. You say sawadee ka.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that shot? Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka.
No, hold on. So you say sawadee cup. You say sawadee ka.
Oh, sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka.
There you go. Because it's you say ka and cup depending on your gender.
Oh, it's like feminine, masculine, French.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
very
tough.
cool. So, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So speaking of traveling, I know we jumped right into the Thailand. So I don't even know where to start with that. Maybe first off, you've been in Thailand for a year. Sounds like you were an avid traveler even before that. What sparked your curiosity in traveling? Because it sounds like you had been navigating as a Black biracial man, like different worlds and different cultures and embracing different things. What motivated you to travel the world? And
well, just to speak on the being a biracial man in the world, let me be real with you and say that outside of Nova Scotia, I could be Arabic, I could be Brazilian, I could be anything. You know what I mean? I could be anything really because like I feel like in Thailand they don't really see me as a Black man.
Oh wow. Yeah.
To be real with you.
Dominicano.
You know what I mean? Because they're having actual African and dark-skinned Black people that come and visit there, that when they see me, they know. You know what I mean? I wear my do-rag. I don't have it on me right now, but they think it's like, you know, a turban of some sort. You know what I mean? So it's funny. So I definitely gotta like remind myself who I am at all times over there, because if I don't, they ain't gonna see. I'm gonna forget all about being African Nova Scotian. But with that being said, and going back to your question, traveling to me has been something that, first of all, it's a privilege.
Yeah,
it's a privilege. Anybody that's able to travel should not take it for granted. Being able to leave the country, you know, and that's why it's so important to really just try to do things the right way, so that you can have as much options and opportunities as possible so that you can travel and go places and stuff. So, yeah, I've been to probably, I want to say 25, 26 countries now in my life.
Yeah. My boy, okay.
Yeah, but and probably more, probably over 30, but I don't want to count just being in the airports. Like I was just in AEU.
Barcelona.
Yeah, no, I've been Spain a bunch, but I was just in the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just in Abu Dhabi, but I never got to go to the airport, so I don't really
right on the airport.
I've been in Sweden, I've been in Gothenburg, but I never got to go to the airport. So like, you know, but it's.
So what was you've been to like almost like you said 30, including the airports. Like what was the purposes for all these different like travel endeavors? Were some of them business related? Some of them just vacation? Like
yeah, that's a great question. I think the first time I really ever traveled was back in 2017. I went to Belize and Mexico for the very first time. That was my first time outside of being in the USA.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know what I mean? I like being able to see different kind of people, different kind of cultures and perspectives. So then in 2018, I went for like a Europe backpacking trip with my buddy Addy. Shout out to Addy. We went to Netherlands, we went to Czech Republic, we went to Hungary, we went to Serbia, we went to Croatia, you know what I mean? We were all over the place, right? And I think like that kind of like, ooh, like this is kind of fun. I like this. And then from there, I just looked at opportunities to be able to travel, just to be able to go out there. Cause like, for me, I'm so passionate about being Nova Scotian at the end of the day, African Nova Scotian, whatever you want to call it, just Nova Scotian, right? And wherever I go, wherever I'm traveling, I just want to be able to represent where I'm from in a really good way to show people that like, oh, like there's some dope ass people from Nova Scotia. You know what I mean? Like I should go check it out. Yeah. I thought it was just people that, you know, went fishing and lobster and bagpipes. Lobster. You know what I mean? I didn't even know they had a black community. One of my favorite things to say, you guys don't understand, every single time that I'm talking to people in Thailand, and especially black people in Thailand, because I've been able to find like a group of black experts. It's called Brothers and Sisters of Phuket. So it's like a group on Facebook where it's like everybody that's black in Phuket is all in a group, and we have events and we do things together. Yeah, like I'm tapped in
from all over the world.
From all over the world. Now, granted, 80% of the people are from the States. All the black people in their group are from the States, but no, I love being able to tell people like I'm from Nova Scotia, and they're like, "Oh, is that by Vancouver Island?" I'm like, "No, it's the other side."
Wrong coast.
But I feel so passionate being able to say like, "No, like Nova Scotia is the birthplace of black people in Canada, regardless if you want to accept it or not."
Right?
Yeah, educate them. Like North Preston's the largest black community in all of Canada. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's just 20 minutes away from me on a bridge. You know what I mean? So it's just for me, it's super. It's really important to travel. Yeah, but for me, I find the passion in wearing my province, you know, my communities on my sleeve, and be able to bring awareness so that people be like, oh yeah, I met someone from there.
Yeah, that's I like that.
So you were talking earlier about your father was the one that taught you how to be like a black man.
Yeah.
What are some like principles or things that you got from him as like a father figure and a mentor that you feel like you've taken into the world?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question.
And is he he's from Africville, or is he from? Like,
no. He's his mom's from Africville. His last name's Carvery.
Okay, shout out to Carvery.
You probably see him at the sheriff's office, or you probably see him downtown at some point. Either way, that's who he is. But no, he you know, he I would say the biggest lesson that he taught me, I mean, you know, is just like to be able to have a certain respect for yourself and be able to like stick up for yourself and be unapologetically you. You know, I think like that's the biggest thing. He's certainly unapologetically him, you know. So I think, you know, for him, like him just giving me that, you know, and not letting people like get over on me and stuff. I feel like I wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes, and I think like sometimes he reminds me that, you know, you can't trust everybody, and you got to be able to like, you know, pick and choose, you know, the relationships that you decide to have, and you know, stuff like that. So I think like that was really important, and just being able to just, again, just have respect for yourself and make sure that like no one kind of gets over on you.
I think it's super important to stick up for yourself, and that him instilling that in you is crucial. I think that allows you to be more yourself and to be fully yourself and to explore your full self, so that when you are traveling, when you are in these places, you're being your full self versus like you forming to where you're at. You know what I mean? It's like remembering I'm African Nova Scotian. Let me tell you guys about it. Promote where I'm from and who I am, and educate, and then be more of who I am, I guess. I think that's important that
No, 100%, 100%. And that's the thing. And like, you know, I have a sense of pride when I'm there, you know what I mean? Driving on the streets of Kamala Beach, you know, with my do-rag on, listening to my AirPods and stuff. Right. People don't know me from Adam, but at the end of the day, like, I know, like, I'm just a Scotian boy from down home, living his best life in Thailand.
That's right.
You know, that's it.
So you talked about, you played ball for Mount
Memorial
University. And so, like, let's say high school, university, and then what degree did you get?
I got a business degree.
Okay, we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
And then so from there, transition into like what were some of your careers. So maybe talk about your university and that experience and what you studied, and then the transition in careers and jobs that you might have. Because I know you as a big top model in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia
I wear
top model.
Top.
Or no, not Nova Scotia, next top model, Nova Scotia's first top model. Hey. And here's the second one here.
Hey, respect family. But no, that's a great point, and that's something I could talk about for so long. See, I think to rewind, right? Rewind. Let's rewind
give it.
All the way back to like, you know, being 5 and 6 years old and like like really thinking about what you want to be when you're older. I feel like we're not really, we're told but from our parents, like, we can do anything, we can be whatever we want to be. But as we get older and as we, you know, we let other people's opinions kind of dictate what we want to do, we just want to survive. Let's be real. Like, a lot of people right now, like, they just want to get a good job to survive, right? And that's just baseline. And I think for me, that was me my whole life until my mid-20s, or my late 20s, actually. So I'll give you an example. So I always wanted to be a firefighter, right? But then I knew that it would be easier for me to go get my business degree because I knew that the job opportunities for me were better. You know what I mean? You already know how it is, you know, down home in any type of service. You know what I mean? There's status quos. We won't get into all that, but like, you know what I mean?
Checking the boxes and all that.
Yeah, checking the boxes. Let's be real.
This is the podcast for all that, brother.
Okay, let's be real. Okay, I'll keep it real then. Like, checking the boxes. I know that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I, you know, maybe they'd select me if I check the box, whatever. But I knew that if I got my business degree, that would open up more doors for me, not even just like, you know, in the Maritimes, but, you know, worldwide. So it became a thing like, you know, basketball, but I'm doing my business. I know basketball is not going to be forever, but I'll get a good job when I finish. And again, good job. Do I know what it is? Did I have clarity? Did I know anything at that time? No. I was just getting by. I was happy that I had like a degree that I was pursuing and that I would get. So anyways, fast forward, you know, June 2015. So literally a decade ago. Really showing my age.
The boys getting up there. The boys is getting up there. The boys is getting up there.
Yeah, facts. So, you know, I graduated 2015.
Yeah.
I don't know, you was probably still.
I was probably like, what, 14?
Yeah, you were still playing ball. I remember
13,
seeing that. So it's crazy. Like, I got a job at Scotiabank. That was the first job that I got. It was $38,000 a year job. I was happy. It came with the benefits. You know what I mean? 9 to 5. Cool. I made it. You know what I mean? You ask anybody back home, everybody be like, oh, Ty did good. Ty got his degree. Ty got a job at the bank. Ty's good. You know what I mean? Good job.
Scotiabank, Nova Scotia Bank.
Nova Scotia Bank too. You know what I mean?
Nova Scotia Bank. Maybe that's a thing we should acquire, make or build.
We should get an African Nova Scotia credit card.
There you go.
You know, something cool with they got Black Nova Scotians on like, you know, historical.
That'd be tough.
That'd be so tough. I'd switch banks maybe for that.
There we go.
But anyways, so I started off working at the bank, and then I just realized that I just wasn't really getting passion from it. I was just kind of going to work. I was just surviving, right?
You were saying earlier.
Yeah, and then that kind of, I just remember being really upset one day at my job and going on the job bank, and I seen a job for NSCC, and I applied for a mission service specialist, and I went through the whole interview. You know, shout out to Billy. Always got mad love for Billy for giving me the opportunity to work at NSCC. But anyways, that led to another thing. Where I'm going with all this, because I don't want to, you know, kill the time. But where I was going with this, I changed my mindset from just getting by to what actually makes me happy and what do I actually want to do? Because those are two completely different things. When you live life for just getting by, you're in survival. You're in a fear mindset the whole time. But when you change your perspective into like, yo, I'm gonna do everything in my power to try to do what I want to do. And if it don't work out, God got me at the end of the day, whether you're religious or, you know, you believe in the universe, you know what I mean? You gotta believe in the universe. Like,
that's the same thing.
Look, you know what I mean? God of the universe, you gotta believe in something, right? So
that's the same thing when you're building a business or you're doing anything. If you gotta believe and you gotta go for it and you gotta keep pushing or it ain't gonna work out. Faith is important. Like
100%.
If you don't believe in God, at least you gotta have faith in whatever it is you're working towards.
Believe in science.
Like
you don't believe in God, believe in science.
Like what are you working towards if you don't have faith that this is purposeful? It means something, you know?
Yeah. So I feel like when I started changing my mindset, because I started loving what I was doing at the college at the time, it just really just blew the roof off of my head in terms of like knowing what I could accomplish and like really thinking like, damn, I'm really setting the bar low. Like, why don't I go and you know what I mean? And that's why I do so many ventures like the modeling and the personal training and the wellness retreats and you know, all these different things is because like, to be honest with you, I love all of it. And if you told me right now, tomorrow, I got to just do one of them for the rest of my life and that's that, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Let me speak to that too, because that's one thing that I really appreciate about you, because I have a similar viewpoint on doing multiple different things while you're living. Like, you get one life and you got to find the things that you're passionate about, try new things, do different ventures. Oh my goodness, hands in so many cookie jars sometimes when I'm doing things, but it's passion. It's things that you find what you're passionate about. Sometimes to try new things and learn new things. You know?
I'll add to that too. My little perspective on it is the same in terms of trying a bunch of different things to figure out what you truly want.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, to like go a little bit against what you guys are saying, people will do everything. They'll try to do everything versus honing in on the one thing that works for them.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that works for them, it could get them the capital, it could get them the connections, or it could get them where they need to be so that they could do all the other stuff versus like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to try to be an octopus and have my hands in everything, and then I'm really not accomplishing nothing. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to hone in and focus on the one thing you're good at and then allow that to flourish in other areas. For my own example would be Trev Clothing. I have Trev Clothing as my baby, and I build everything around that.
Yeah.
And the principles with the brand, trust, respect, education, value, that allows me to stay in alignment. But then everything that I build around it, all my interests, like everything else that I do, it automatically is in alignment with that. But it's the main thing that I want to work. So I continue to incubate it and grow it and build it up like a child until it's full grown. And then, hey, you can get sold and be, you know what I mean? I could like either sell my company, keep my company. My plan is to obviously keep it until I die, and then whoever is my successor, then they take it over. But
so basically, like, not to find out what you're passionate about and not narrow yourself, but also not do maybe too much.
Yeah. So there's a guy.
It's like a balance.
It's a balance, and like just to speak on that, like, you know, for me, I'm the brand. So whatever I do, whether it be, you know, I'm a personal trainer for someone, like at the end of the day, I have to have the interpersonal skills. So that, like, as long as I got that, I'm good. You know what I mean?
That's a tool for success.
That's a tool. You know what I mean? Some people may be good with numbers. Some people are just intellectual and can be really good on that interpersonal.
There's a guy that I kind of want to get on here. His name's TJ.
Yes.
Downey, TJ.
Shout out TJ.
Yeah.
He I want to get him on here because he's probably one of the most successful people from the community, and because he runs a business construction company, Blacktop Paving, and other businesses.
Well,
but
hard.
he focused. I got the advice from him when I focused and went all in on Trev, and I just asked him, and I said this a few times on the podcast where I asked him advice. Should I do other work on the side? And he's like, man, just focus on your business because that's what's gonna work for you. Like he's like, when he stopped focusing on everything else. And that's where I got the lesson that I just gave you guys is he said everything else started working because he focused on the main thing. The main thing allowed him to do everything.
Yeah, to invest in himself in that, and then things grow from that opportunity.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I know we went down that rabbit hole, but where were we at you were kind of giving us like the timeline of your career, so.
NSCC.
Yeah, so just like basically I transitioned from, you know, having what I thought was my dream job, giving up my childhood dream job, which was the fire department, to just say, you know, I kind of compare it, like, you remember, I don't know if you remember, Leah, but I think Trevor remembers because he's a little bit older. Yeah. You remember when Dave Chappelle went to Africa that time?
Oh, yeah. When he went crazy?
Yeah. I feel like that you could say Tyree went to Thailand. Yeah. Because he went crazy.
I'm happy to do my research on that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's tough.
No, but in all seriousness, I think like sometimes when you get an opportunity to do something different and outside of the box, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't know when you're going to get that opportunity to do it again. And I feel like this was my time to be able to go to Thailand and give it a try and see if it either worked for me or didn't work for me. So I think like what my message to like the younger generation is like not to go move to Thailand, because like I'm not saying move 14,000 kilometers away. It's hard to do, man. But you could go on a little short trip and see if you like it. It's not for everybody. I'll be the first person to say that. Like, traveling is not for everybody. I know some people from down home that they don't even want to go outside Nova Scotia. They won't even go to Fredericton or Moncton.
Do you find like a lot of the traveling and doing the Thailand thing is self-discovery and self-building and self-experience?
Yeah, I feel like definitely. I think like the more I travel and the more I talk to more people, the more interpersonal skills that I'm able to possess.
Yep.
And I can read people more. Because like you got to think like, you know, I went to Thailand. I didn't know any Thai. I still don't know any Thai. I know Nit Noi. Nit Noi is little for Thai. But, you know, part of communicating with people is body language and just feeling straight off vibes.
Sure.
I mean, you guys know you guys are some of the vibiest people I know.
Oh, I appreciate
You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, you just got to know how to vibe with people and the rest will take care of itself. And that will just make you better at negotiating, whether it's business, whether, you know what I mean? Whether it's your relationship and working through things with your partner. Like I think like you can never have enough work on your emotional intelligence and just working on yourself to be able to, you know, own in on your emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
So then the dream, or not the dream, so the dream was firefighting, then you experienced NSCC and you realized the work you were doing there was purposeful.
Yeah, I turned down. I showed up. I turned down the firefighting, which as quiet as this can be. Yeah.
My boy had the opportunity.
That was the biggest. That was the
and you
biggest.
like switch direction. You're like
that was the big guys. That was the power play, because that like for me, and I don't want to boast about this, but for me it was like this is what I thought was like the end all be all. This is what I was gonna be. You know what I mean? Work my way up, maybe be a chief, and that's not knocking at anybody that does that. You know, and that's an amazing job. Like you know what I mean? There's days where I still, in the back of my mind, be like, was it the right decision? It was. But you know what I mean? You always have a little bit of self-doubt sometimes, right? And I think like for me, that was the biggest play of like, yo, this really is my world out here.
Yeah.
Was it like freeing when you turned it down? Was it like a freeing?
It was like once I had to sit with it on myself and really like write the pros and cons and just think about where I am in life and like all the different factors at play, it was freeing, Trev, to be able to like know that was there for me all along, but I never thought that I would, you know, live the life that I'm living now. Like that, like I'd be like, damn, I need 2 more lifetimes to do that.
You say that because to me, it's the similar with the law school experience for me, because I find the thought of doing the thing and what you expect or what you think you're going to get from doing the thing, it's not reality.
Yeah,
like
connect.
Our minds are like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm so focused on it. It's like I'm like, looking back with 2020 vision or whatever they call it, there's so many opportunities that I forepassed and I didn't look at because it's like I'm super focused on this goal and I'm making this happen. And then when I look back, it's just like, bro, I had a limo company. I could have kept that, but I let it go when I got to law school because I thought, like you were saying, firefighting law school was going to be the end all to be all. And it's like, shoot, looking back, it's like, oh, I could always go back, but don't want to.
You could always,
you know what I mean?
I could always go back to like.
You could get there too. I think is also another thing as well, like that kind of like that.
You know what I mean? See, you know me.
Yeah, knowing that you can get there, because even for myself with different endeavors and stuff like that, basketball, love basketball still to this day. But like sometimes it's like you can get there. I got to university basketball. I may not have continued the pursuit, but you got that kind of like.
Sometimes it is. It's the wanting to prove to yourself like you can do it. And part of that is when I was like, I know I can do this. Yeah. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, like, you know,
it's like,
that's a powerful position to be in. Though.
Your confidence. It allows you to walk in the world like with different types of like.
Yeah.
I know I could do it if I wanted to do it.
If I really want to do it,
you could do it. Yeah.
But do I really want to do it? I don't think so.
Yeah. And then to prove to somebody else, for me, is like I could finish law school and get the degree, but like I don't want to. And if someone said to me like, oh, but I bet you can't. To me, it's like, I know I can't, so I don't got to prove it to you. Yeah, like,
exactly. And that's freeing, right?
That's free.
And then that makes you be like, damn, I was really selling myself short.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's so much out there. Like for me now, my mindset is I want to build up my business and my entrepreneurial skills and my capital to where I don't have to be a lawyer, but I can buy a lawyer. I can pay for a lawyer. Basically, I don't need to be the lawyer. I can have the lawyer.
No, but like the thing is like I made the decision. I wanted to I wanted to change lives instead of save lives. That was a quote that I made because in the terms of like the firefighting, right? And for me, this world is so big yet it's so small. I owe it to myself to put myself out there as much as I can. You know, as much as like it would mean the world to me to stay in my community and be a firefighter. You know what I mean? The world's not experiencing Tyree, Jordan, Haley. You know what I mean? Just Nova Scotia is really feeling that. You know what I mean? And at some point, I will want to come back home and be able to bring all those life learnings here and be able to like.
Bro, you don't got to be home. You just got to make more content.
Yeah, he's right. Guys, I'm better for that. If anybody wants to move to Thailand with me, I'll give you a place to stay. Just record me. Just record all my stuff, all my ventures. We'll go partying. We'll go to different clubs. Like, I'm too lazy to do all this stuff myself. You guys want some of my yacht?
I was about to ask for some of that.
What is that? So before people think we all here doing sniffing something, doing drugs or whatever.
Yeah, this is not drugs. This is natural herbs in a bottle. It's like Vicks. Basically, it's called Yadom, which is translates to sniffer, which basically you sniff and it just clears up some of your, you know.
You sign it, so it's all natural.
I'll let you guys try that. I'll get you guys some. I'm not sponsored by them.
Like it smells just like Vicks.
Right? That's it. When you were doing it before.
But when I gift you guys your own, it's gonna like be fresh and natural. That one is kind of old now. Like I had that for like a month. You'll see, and you'll be obsessed with it.
It's good.
Yeah, I feel like
it's kind of meditative too, in a sense, like breathing deeply and stuff like that.
Well, I won't lie. Like you train Muay Thai, right? So like all the Muay Thai guys, like you know what I mean. Like right before they're going in their training stuff, they'll go. Okay, and then
that's tough.
You know what I mean? So that's
I bring that to my Muay Thai guys.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. So you go.
So you say you're gonna bring. I never seen this one. I never seen this one.
You're on the roof. You're on the roof.
Oh my goodness! I heard that one.
My bad.
So you were saying you're gonna bring some of that back again next time you come.
Yeah, guys. What I'm thinking about doing is like next time I come back, I want to open up a shop. Don't want to steal this idea. It's gonna be called Thailand, but it's gonna be spelled Tyland. And all the stuff is gonna have Thailand, like my land, right? And it's gonna have stuff like Yadom, like the sniffers. It's gonna have like graphic tees, like this T-shirt that I got, this Bruce Lee T-shirts. Like
tough.
It's tough, but yeah, I'm gonna bring all kinds of cool stuff. I ain't gonna, tell them where I get it from.
Don't expose yourself, brother.
I'm going to tell you, don't do it. Okay.
But I wanna have like some cool little down home shop where you can just like, I don't know, give cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like body scrub and like lotion and like just stuff that I can bring from Asia that people would appreciate here.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that idea. I think that's a good niche to get into and build on and
just something to have down home so I can come home more often. You ask how often I'm gonna come home. I want to say twice a year for right now.
Nice.
Yeah, last time I came home was to shoot the Family Feud.
Yeah.
That we did back. Yeah.
The
Carvery family's on Family Feud. Season 6, episode 48 and 49. Oops.
Yeah, that's right.
Just 48.
No, because I wanted to. We could touch on that.
Did it already come out or it's coming?
Yeah, it was already.
Okay,
but you didn't put it in the bio, but I was like, I want to talk about that anyways, because I think that's such a cool creative experience and stuff, and just like speaks to trying like new things and different, like just seeing someone like from Nova Scotia, African Nova Scotian on the screen, and then Coach Perry. Like that was
Coach Perry. Yeah, I know him as Papa.
Yeah.
My grandfather, but
yeah, tell us about that experience.
Yeah, so my family was on Family Feud back in October.
Thank you.
We filmed in October 2024 and the episode came out February 2025. We were fortunate enough to win the first game. We actually went up against Love Island guy Dom. Him and his family. We beat that family. I went and played. No, I wouldn't say that. We came back. Like honestly, we came back in sudden death.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I spanked the fast money.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got 146 points in the first round. My dad just had to get 54 points, and then we went to 10,000. But that experience was a blessing, you know what I mean? Be on there with Jerry D and you know what I mean? Just have
a Canadian show, so
it's
like
a Canadian family.
Canadian.
It was Canadian,
Tough.
So it was super fun. It was shot up in Toronto, and
that feels good. Like your family, one Family Feud.
Yeah,
like, that's
I can't represent Nova Scotia because it says Halifax, Nova Scotia, right underneath. So like. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's so dope.
And I feel like they're funny. Family Feud's funny, guys. They like putting the black families up against each other.
And also,
I don't like that.
Even the last name.
Because I won't lie, the family that we were going against, like, I didn't want to go up against them. Because, I mean, like, there's a bunch of other families who are going to, they put us against them. Like,
black
one of us
black bodies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Strategic. I love the way they put like the last names too on the what's that thing called with the light, and it says like, I think it said Carvey or whatever it was saying on the thing. Like representing like back home, which is kind of cool. So my family was supporting. We was yelling at the screen. Like I was like, oh, Tyree.
I appreciate that. It was good times. It was good times.
Definitely. But now to backtrack. So you mentioned training and stuff like that with, how do you pronounce that again? The
Yadom.
So you mentioned training and people doing that with Muay Thai and things. So you're a trainer, a fitness trainer. You do that type of stuff. So maybe just speaking more to how that journey started and what you're currently doing.
For sure. So my fitness journey started, I mean, I always played basketball, but until I would say when I stopped playing basketball in 2013, I started working out. But it wasn't until the pandemic back in 2020. It was a blessing for me. I don't care what anybody says, because it makes you sit with your own thoughts. Same. That could be good or bad, but you can make it good.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hone in on my training. I'm gonna get my personal training certificate so that I can, help people in turn. I'm all about helping people. I'm all about giving back. Whether it's through fitness, it's education, it's mentoring, it's whatever. So I got my personal training certificate just kind of as a back, just a plan B. So then when I went to Thailand, I was teaching English. So like if you're gonna move to another country, the first thing I want to say is like, or visit a country, it's all the same. Do your research on that country. Sit there. I don't care if you gotta not go out for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like stay at home, research about that country, figure out as much as you can. Find how you can, if you're trying to live there, find how you can provide value to actually stay there. So I was teaching English for the first 4 months of being in Thailand. Did I love it? I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fulfilling. You know what I mean? Is it what I want to do for the rest of my life? No, for sure. But it was a means to kind of show me, and kind of humble me in a way and get me connected to the community to find out how I can do the next thing. So the next thing was the wellness. So I ended up going into a local gym. I was running boot camps on the beach. I had people showing up to I was hustling out there. Yeah, I hustle. So I had people showing up, and then one day I went into a gym. I met a guy named Mike. He owns Kamala Gym. Shout out to Mike. He ended up giving me an opportunity to work there, which gave me a work permit, which allowed me to stay in Thailand. So again, my first year was all about finding a way so that I could permanently stay in Thailand. Because people think you could just go to a place and be a tourist forever. No, man, like they got rules on that. Like you got 60 days, 90 if you're lucky, and then you got to leave and maybe you can try to come back in or whatever. But I got a work permit now. It's over there in my trap pack, but like it has my picture with a bunch of so I can legally be in Thailand working, which feels really good because I know there's no one down home. There's no one from down home in Thailand with a valid working permit to be in Thailand.
And if you are in Thailand,
please hit me up. Come on, hit me up. Everybody's from Toronto and Vancouver.
That group chat that you had with all the people in
brothers
Thailand.
And sisters of Thailand.
Yeah, brothers and sisters.
No,
that's tough because then basically. This could be like an APB if there's any Nova Scotian folks in Thailand. Like
please, or any Nova Scotian folks that want to visit Thailand.
Yeah, let them
want to reach out.
Your info.
Yeah, so if you guys want to follow me, check me out on Thailand with Thai. That's Thailand, spelled out like the country, with Thai, T-Y. And then you can see my page. I post a lot of like content about like, different experiences I have. So like as you mentioned, I do my modeling. So their modeling is a little bit different. We can touch on that a bit, but
that's something we got to dive in on for real.
Yeah, so I post a bunch of content. Follow me on that.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned it's like we're all on the same wavelength. It's actually crazy.
Same Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right.
We talk forever. We can talk forever on this.
But for real, so the in Thailand, top model, like we said, Nova Scotia, and then going to Thailand and modeling there. So maybe just speaking to your experiences and how Nova Scotia prepared you for that market, the differences between the markets.
I want to give this time like to kind of give Soli her flowers because obviously through Soli I was able to walk in New York Fashion Week twice. I got to walk in Paris Fashion Week once, and that kind of gave me the confidence and the ability to go to Thailand Fashion Week and be like, no, I'm a top model.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care that I'm not from here. You know what I mean? And to be able to have that confidence because I did the training, we did all that hard work, and be able to have that, it was amazing. It was amazing to be able to go there. And again, like I was the only Canadian male model there. There was another Canadian female model. So you already know I was only a Nova Scotia model.
Yeah, represent for you.
You know what I mean?
And the culture too.
Man. Yeah, and for the culture.
How old were you when you started modeling, and were you always with Soli?
It's a great question. So I started enjoying being photographed I enjoyed that in 2017. So that's when I first was like, oh, I like, okay, you know. It wasn't until 2018 till I was like, you know, really, you know, reaching out to my boy Troy. Shout out to Troy.
Shout out to Troy.
Troy, you know Troy too. Yeah,
it's
man.
Crazy that like, bro, because I grew up around you when we were younger. Like I knew you since like back when we were kids. But when we reconnected and you were doing modeling, bro, I thought this man was modeling forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought this man, like, you saying 2017, 2018, I'm saying, you've been modeling.
No, man. No, I appreciate that, brother. But no, I started doing a lot of photo shoots, and then it just kind of something I enjoyed. And then, you know, I was looking into the market on who was an agent at that time. And I'm not going to mention any names, but there was one agent that I reached out to, I never heard back from. And then someone's like, you know what? You got to give Soli a try.
Yeah.
She specializes in multicultural models. She'll give you a shot. She'll believe in you. And yeah, I don't change any of that. That was all perfect.
So when we were in New Brunswick, was it Moncton that time? Were you in Moncton?
I didn't go to Moncton that time.
Okay, so that's when I met Soli. So I did my very first pop-up. Yeah. And like it was disaster for a pop-up, disaster for like anything culturally, because it was like super like non-cultured there. Okay. And so like me and Soli connected there, and then we ended up doing an impromptu fashion show because like wasn't nothing much going on. Then the models just wore my clothes. But then after that, that's probably when you were. There's 2017, 2018. When did you get with Soli?
I got with Soli May 2018 is when I signed my contract, which I don't. It's probably still valid to this day.
Here we go.
May 20 something, 2018. Contract. I remember. So we're going on 7 years, right? So I've been with the agency for 7 years, and like, you know, there's been a lot of really good experience that I've had. There's been like financial, you know, there's been benefits like. You know, through Soli, I was able to get on, you know, Digstown. I was able to get Tourism Nova Scotia, Ken Holmes commercial. Shout out Ken Holmes. I got my credits to be able to be a full ACTRA member, which has opened doors up for me because now when I come home, you know, I can jump on this show background. You know, I need an actual lines though. So if anybody wants to put me in their show, I'll come back.
In terms of like, so you're model / actor now, and so is it a grind to like make it in modeling and acting here? Like,
I think they're different. I think I would look at them different.
Okay.
The thing I would say, Trev, is that like, and we talk to owning in on and specializing in something, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something that I have a hard time with, even so this day, the straight up. I can't just pick one thing. I will say that I put 80% effort into modeling. Yeah. I probably put 20% into acting. Mm. So I think I've almost maxed it out in terms of modeling. Yeah. Definitely. But I haven't. But acting, I could do a lot more. I could be going to improv. I could be doing more of that stuff. I could be connecting to people in the community to really try to put myself out there. If I really, if that's what I really wanted to do, which again, like it's all about what you want to do.
I see my boy in a suit with anybody.
You see me on Sullivan's Crossing,
drinking the fake beers.
Yeah, the Sullivan's Crossing one is the most recent one. I was a bartender for Soli in season 1, episode 5, or something like that in Sullivan's Crossing. I still got people messing me. Is that you? And from too on the show From. I do. I'm a regular town folk guy. From the
That's
town.
My show. That's my show. I really like From.
You like From?
Yeah.
I got some spoilers for season 4.
We got to go on the main actors. What's his name?
Elgin, man.
TTS Elgin. What up?
I'm super proud, and like that's a good transition because like. When I'm on set, you know, whether I'm doing background and stuff, you know, to see someone like Nathan on the show doing his thing with the lines and knowing that he put in the work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like 100%. It's one thing if you don't put in the work, but I know he put in the work for years, and he's representing. And people don't understand you could put in the work behind the scenes for 5, 10, hopefully not 15 years, but you could put so much work in behind the scenes, and you won't even know until year 16 or year 5 or then things just like boom. It's literally like the Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It could be like this, and then just boom.
And that's the crazy thing about life is like whatever it is that you want to do, you could pursue it. But some people are like they're pursuing money, so then their dreams never really truly come true because if you grind for money, you could grind for 20 years and not really have a dollar. Yeah. Or you could have all the money, but then you don't have your dream. Let's say you're on your 16th year, the 17th year you're on a Netflix show. Then you're famous as whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Think about like the guy that plays Will Smith in that new Will Smith show. Like when they announced that guy probably had like 1K followers. And then the man is
you mean Bel Air, the show?
Yeah, Bel Air.
I'm more of a BMF or Power Universe type of dude. So we can use Tariq as
Tariq and the white guy from Power. Like, not to say they weren't grinding behind the scenes, because if you go look at their IMDb, you could see that these guys, before you knew them, before they were famous, they were already grinding and making and being on shows. Like for you, for example, if you go become famous wherever in Thailand or even come back here, you are on your IMDb got shit on there. Yeah. You know?
People don't realize like the universe brings like relationships are so important. So like it wasn't a fluke how I walked in Thailand Fashion Week, but I'll tell you how I did.
Okay.
So
break it down.
I'm in Thailand, right? And I'm in Phuket, and I'm just looking for opportunities to be able to like make money, do my modeling thing. So anyways, a lady put an ad up looking for a model to represent her new line wear that she had. It was like men's and women's like undergarments, you know what I mean? Underwear. Anyway, so I ended up I ended up like just throwing my name in the hat. Yeah. She selected me or whatever. So we ended up doing the workout or doing like we ended up doing the shoot. Everything went perfect. And then after, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be in Thailand Fashion Week. She's like, what does your tattoo say? The one right here. It says Memento Mori, which is remember you'll die. She's like, oh my God, like my next line is gonna be Memento Mori. She's like, I want you to be the face of the male line of Memento Mori. Right, can you come walk for me in Thailand Fashion Week?
Your network is
plus you'll get paid.
What?
Whoa. I'm
like, okay.
Yeah.
So then, I went up to Bangkok, which is like a real proper city. So like New York, it's probably bigger than New York, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
So, and then just networking there. So like I was able, I really connected with the folks from Malaysia, Malay people. They were really cool. And I ended up walking for them too. I walked for a designer from South Korea, which was cool because it was like very Asian, right? But yeah, you just never know. Yeah,
you never know. Make those connections and go to different places, opportunities. That's where they.
I'm trying to do the Philippine fashion show next.
Oh, really? When is that?
That boy is getting OT.
I gotta go to the Philippines, man. You gotta come check me out there, man.
For sure.
What timeline is that though?
They do it twice a year, so they'll do it in June and November. The end of June and the end of November.
Interesting. Okay.
So twice a year. Still in New York.
Is there anything that we didn't ask you yet that you might have wanted us to ask or you want to reveal to folks?
Yeah, we gotta talk. Let's talk about the wellness retreats that I'm gonna start to do, because that kind of like plans into my next project of what I'm focusing on, and what. Because you made a good point. You focus on the money, right? I finally got to a point where I know what I want to do that's going to give me unlimited money. Like, the Alex guy, you read the book, $2 million offer. Yeah, so you know about that. So anyways, I got, like, basically, I have my wellness retreat based off that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm going to make it super exclusive. I'm going to have maybe 10 people that can sign up. But we're gonna have the best time in the 3 days that you can sign up. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get money from that. I'm gonna become rich off of that, based off, because I like to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
so what is a wellness retreat?
Okay, so first of all, a wellness retreat is essentially, a retreat. So it's for a set period of time, whether it be 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. It's basically someone gives you a schedule of the activities and the things that you will do for a set period of time, with some type of benefit for you after the wellness retreat. So you've heard of yoga retreats. So that would be where a yoga teacher will want to go to maybe a secluded island with other yogis, and then they just wake up and they do meditation and they do, their proper things for 7 days. And then afterwards they have a certificate that says they're a certified yogi or whatever. So that would be what a retreat is. How I want to structure my wellness retreats in Thailand is going to be around wellness on a holistic level. So one of the biggest things that I found about being in fitness and wellness is that it's not just about like lifting weights or being able to run a certain amount. It's about going to therapy, working on yourself, eating the right foods, journaling, doing these things that are really good for your brain development and for your overall wellness, and not just a physical wellness. So at my retreat, I would be looking at setting dedicated time to maybe do a morning meditation, sit, write in your journals. Then we're gonna go right into some workouts. Maybe we'll go do a boot camp.
Yeah.
I work at Koh Tao boot camp now. Shout out to Koh Tao boot camp. So maybe we'll go do a 45-minute HIIT workout there.
Oh.
After we finish that, maybe we'll go to a really nice breakfast spot that I know this meal that you're gonna have is gonna have all the nutrients to help your brain growth and your recovery and all that. Then after that, won't we go snorkeling at like the best beaches? There's a beach in Thailand on the island I live on now. I get to see baby sharks like every day. Yeah, like literally, guys.
What?
To the point where like the water's like 2 feet deep. You just put a snorkeling mask on, you go in, and you'll see like 5, 6 baby sharks. They're about this.
Yeah.
Just swimming around. You're like, you understand how that, and you get scared. The first time I got scared. I got so scared. And then like my girl had to be like, no, calm down. It's good. You're good. So like I was super scared, but now I love it. I try to swim up to them and stuff, and just like, so we'll have snorkeling. We'll have the boot camps, the fitness. You know, maybe we'll go to a spa. We have spas over there. Like one of the things that I've developed is I do hot and cold treatment. So after my training, I'll go and I'll do 10 minutes in the steam room. I'll come out, I'll do 2 minutes in the cold plunge. I'll wait 5 minutes, let my body naturally like be good. And then I'll go repeat 3 other times. I have the best sleep ever. I sleep like a baby every night.
You got to convince me on that, because that
you
cold plunge.
guys are going to be you guys are going to come to my retreat. It's up and going.
Actually, cold plunges, going back, I went to Ottawa recently. It was somewhere near Quebec or whatever. They actually had me, one of my friends, shout out to her, she made it so that we went into like this sauna place, and they kept up in the heat every so often.
Wow.
Like I have to tell you about that, because I think that's something really cool, because it challenges you mentally. And then when I left, I'm like, I kept sitting there, people were walking out. I'm like, I got to get through this. I got to get through this. You're sweating through your pores. But like when I tell you it felt powerful walking out, people did cold plunges after. That wasn't my...
You gotta try that.
But I gotta get
that's
it.
That's your next level.
100%.
Even if you just like the first time I did a cold plunge, like I'm allergic to the cold. People don't know this. I got cold urticaria.
Is that where you get the welts, right?
Yeah,
I get that too. I self-diagnosed.
Yeah, we got difficult skin, bro. We got
I
difficult skin. Trust.
Okay, doctors.
No, like, I had to look that up too. Anytime I sit outside and it's cold, I'm getting welts.
Yeah. So you get it. So like I had to start off by like just going in the water right quick, coming out. Then I would go in for 10 seconds. I come out. Then 20 seconds. I had to build it up, but like one thing that I really want to do when I go back to Thailand is like continue with the breath work. Breath work is so underrated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like meditation. It's just like stretching. It's just like, you know, like all the stuff that they tell you to do. But being able to like do the breath work and be able to control your breathing, and you can get through anything with your breaths, man.
True.
Yeah, that's tough.
True.
So a lot of what you're saying is basically you're introducing or participating folks that already know some of this stuff and giving them an experience.
Exactly. I'm basically folks that are on a vacation. They're already in Thailand. They're like, you know what? I got another 5 days. I'm going to start probably with 3 days. That's what I'm going to start with first, just because, you know, I want people to sign up for 3 days. We do the wellness retreat for 3 days. I tell you where to stay. Like we hook it all up. If I get enough people, we'll get a whole villa. Like it'll be tough, you know? And then at the end, I want you to feel great about yourself and be able to keep these good habits, you know, whether you're living in Bali, whether you're coming back to North America and going to your 9-to-5 job, but keeping those good habits. Yeah. And obviously it's for people that, you know, want to get better. I mean, like at the end of the day, like it's not for you if you don't like working out. Because
you're giving them the education. Some folks that maybe never work out, you're letting them experience that. And you're just basically...
I'm just giving a sense of community. It just goes back, and like I would love to do something like that here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd love to come back and do a wellness retreat. I'd love if we got funding in a perfect world to be able to take a group of, you know, 20 really, really deserving high school Black African Nova Scotia students, bring them to Thailand for 2 weeks.
That's sick.
Show them a cool wellness retreat, change their lives. They'll come back here. They'll be way better.
Yeah.
Bro, I could see all the stuff that you're basically saying right now for you. Like I could see it all working out there, building community, building the retreat, building a storefront maybe here, or like even a little
a little pop-up shop. You know what I mean?
And then
I'll sell Trev clothing there too.
And then maybe we'll collab, and then it would be like even you could branch that out here to where you do the wellness retreats in collaboration with the shop, or even if you connect with another local shop.
Yeah.
If you're seeing this and you think this aligns, reach out to Ty.
Reach out.
I think that's dope.
And another thing I just want to touch on the entrepreneur. Sorry, this is the last point I really wanted to make is in Thailand, like technically it's a second world, third world country, whatever you want to say. I don't know why I feel that starting my own business in Thailand was easier than starting my own business here in Nova Scotia, which feels weird for me to say. But I'll tell you what, like in Thailand, for instance, last time I came home, I realized that I was almost getting sick. Like I feel like I'm getting sick right now just because of the different climate. I was really into wellness shots. So when I went back to Thailand, I was like, you know what? I work at a gym now as a trainer. Let me make my own organic wellness shots. So I started. I made an immunity one that had lemon, lime, orange, ginger, and turmeric. And then I had another one. Bro, I've been doing that for you know what's good?
Probably 5 or 6 weeks, bro. I got a juicer a little while ago. I've been doing that.
And then I got the energy one with the beetroot, the green apple, the carrot, and the ginger.
Oh, bro.
So that's like a Red Bull type. So anyways, I started that. I started my own business. Tell me why I feel more confidence going into a random Thai shop and being like, hey, can you put this here? You know, than I do here in my own city and feel like, you know, someone's going to try to shoot down my what I'm trying to do or try to tell me no. Yeah, you know, and I don't know, like it just feels weird to me that like I could go there and be more successful in this wellness shot company because I have less people saying no. Now, granted, like there's not regulations and stuff there. Like there's not like FDA approved and stuff like that. But all my stuff's legit and I have a certain standard that but like it shouldn't be like that. I feel like all the stuff that I learned in school should make me feel confident about like opening something up here. And I don't know, maybe like I just got to get connected with the right people.
Sometimes it's even being here, it's like our identity, the people that know us, and like the way that we operate here. It comes like we put sometimes we'll put barriers, limitations, because like the people we're around, or like that's why I try. Like even if it's something that I might not necessarily see, like when I said I see that for you, I do see it for you. But there's sometimes when if I don't see it for somebody, I still have to figure out how to see it for them, because some people just need one person to believe in them for them to execute and make things like work out. Because if every friend is like, oh, that ain't gonna work or that ain't gonna work, it's because the person doesn't see it for themselves. I don't see that for me, but I do see it for you. Based on this conversation and everything you said, it's 100% gonna work. It's on you to make it work. But I find a lot of us, we might be around people that don't believe in us or believe in themselves, and then we don't execute. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a person that I throw my ideas off the wall at everybody. And there's some people that shoot it down, and there's some people that shoot it up. The people that shoot it down, guess what? Ain't even hearing you. I can't even hear you. The people that turn it up, I listen and I keep pushing. But obviously, I'll listen to the criticisms just to see if I can tweak it or make it better. But then that's how things work. But just to me, I'm an open book. I don't feel like
I think too. It's just and I don't mean to like act like there's not resources here, because there's plenty of resources. I think maybe that I think about it is maybe because I'm over there and I have my back against the wall. Versus here, I feel like I got a safety net.
Like comfortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Like,
I
we got our family we can go sleep at. You know what I mean? Over there, it's like I gotta get this money because I gotta pay my rent. And if I not, I ain't got my aunt or my uncle or my grandmother or whoever I can go
different motive.
Or like sleep at their house. That's super dope. Point. Back against the wall. I think that is the main thing that pushes us. And well, for me, I could just speak for me. My back stays against the wall. I tell people, I'm an analogy. You Google a four-wheeler driving across water, that's me. You ever see a four-wheeler driving across water? In order for it to go, it got to go fast. If it slows down, it goes down. If I slow down, I go down.
Okay. Tough. Speaking of analogies and stuff too, one last question before we start to wrap up is, there's a saying. I think it was your Instagram. I deactivated right now. I'm a little bit off social media.
I can't look you up. I tried to look you up before this.
A girl deactivated for a little bit. But your name, I think, or your title on Instagram used to be like All Things in Time. Like that was something that you always lived by. So what does that mean to you? Why does that statement stick so much to you? I feel like I know that more than your actual name, the way that you carry that.
Yeah, some people, it's funny because there was points in times where people were like, they only know me from, oh, you're All Things in Time. Like when I was posting a lot on Instagram and stuff. I think for me, like All Things in Time, first of all, there's an album by Lou Rawls called All Things in Time. And when I was in university, you decorate your frat room or whatever, all your boys, you guys all like roommates. We had a wall full of all different records. So there was like, Stevie Wonder and you know what I mean, all kinds of cool stuff, right? And I just remember this Lou Rawls one standing out and it said All Things in Time. And I remember like that particular day was 2015, 2016, maybe even before that. And I just remember like going through something difficult. And then in that moment, I just knew that like all things are attainable. They just take some time. And if you keep if you keep your mind on the 3 P's, be purposeful, be patient, and be, have that perseverance, I think that you can pretty much get anything. So like my thing is just like all things in time, because all things are possible, but it's gonna take time. You know what I mean? And that's just something that you have to accept.
Yeah, I like that, brother. You dropping gems today. I think that's important, and to touch on you building your business and what you're creating, either there or here, and both. No one can really take that from you. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are scared to share their ideas because they feel like someone will take it, but it's no one else is willing to put in the work for you. When you're building Thailand yourself, no one's gonna, I can't go and build Thailand because I'm not Thailand. I'm Trevland.
I can't make Trev clothing. I can't do what you're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't do what you're doing. Like, and that's the thing.
That's facts.
All of our experiences and everything we've been through in our environment has brought us to where we are now, and no one can do you better than how you do yourself. So
that's real shit.
I think like, as long as you try to be yourself first and foremost, and don't try to imitate people.
Yeah.
And I find that's very hard.
It's
like
a superpower though. People don't realize like if there's 100 people in the room being the same person or being like in the box, people scared to be out the box, but being out the box, being your true authentic self is where the opportunities are gonna come. People are gonna appreciate you. People are gonna see you. People are gonna like, you're not an NPC.
No, but it's hard. You guys don't understand. Like, even me being home now, I've been home 2 weeks. I got 2 friends with kids on the way. I got another friend that just got engaged. 2 friends that got engaged. 2 kids with kids on the way. So I feel like for me, people like what's common, right? So like, you know what I mean? If you're doing what's common, chances are you're gonna fit in, and people are gonna like, you know what I mean, not seem as an outcast. Me, I'm an outcast. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not married. I don't have any kids, and I'm living in Thailand. You know what I mean? I have some money put away for a rainy day, but I don't have like a active pension right now. And that scares a lot of people. And a lot of people don't understand that. And you got to understand that, like, even me being home right now is really hard because, I love the life that I live, every day that I'm living over there. And like being home right now is the best, being able to be around family and be able to like, do these kind of things with you guys. But it's hard. And when you got a lot of people, especially like family and close friends that are like almost questioning what you're doing and being like, no, but like, you're going to come home at some point, right? Like, what do you mean you're going to stay there for another 2 years? They don't understand because it's so foreign to them because they can't see themselves in that situation. And, I got to do a better job personally on like, reminding myself that, again, I'm on my own timeline. What I'm doing is, is what God wants me to do. And I'm going to continue to keep on this path. And if God wants to switch paths for me, I'll know it because he'll put that in front of me. And at that point, I'll do what's best. So I think it's really hard to be, as much as it's easy to say, yeah, be yourself and don't, I just want to put that out there for the viewers is like, you're going to have people that are going to mean the world to you, try to tell you like, maybe make you second guess what you're doing. And it's important for those moments to really stay true to yourself and stay the course, be perseverance, 100%. Get on that 4-wheeler or the ATV on the water.
You ain't trying to live like this.
That's fast. How fast? Hold on. Like, let's think about that. How fast would you have to be going?
You got to go pretty fast, man.
And the hydroplane.
And if you slow down, guess what you do?
Sinking.
You go down.
Yeah. Geez.
No, facts. Like, don't let people's projections of their insecurities or their fears stop you from getting where you need to go. So.
Yeah. And don't listen to people that aren't experts in what you're trying to pursue. Because so many people give me advice on how to design and make clothes and to do this and do that. And it's like, bruh, if you could do it, you'd be doing it.
Yeah, you would.
There's some people that obviously give you some gems that haven't done it, but like, take the advice from the people that doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't take like for you, don't take doctor advice from non-doctors. Yeah. And for you, don't take wellness advice from people that's...
Do you ever notice that the best listeners ask the most questions? They ask the most questions. And like the worst listeners give the most input, unsolicited input.
There you go. And they not making it. Some people, they ain't making it. That's giving them all their input. But
that needs
you want to tell us about,
the one word.
Yeah, you know about the one word. Check out.
We did research anyways.
Oh no, guys, I'm not ready for this.
Oh, this man was on Feature Friday.
Yeah,
and the man don't even know what one word it is.
Oh yeah, I was on Feature Friday season 1.
Okay, so tell us what's not Feature Friday like
not
for
the
him.
podcast, but the
we did the lives like the pre.
Oh yeah, I
Feature
remember
Friday.
that. I remember that. You guys are gonna tell me to pick a word.
Yeah, you know.
Man, act so oblivious. So
you want me to go? Okay.
Tell them.
One word checkout. So first off, one North End, kind of pun there. That's what we called it that. But the one word checkout is one word to describe maybe how this podcast made you feel, how you're feeling in general this week, today, and just to describe that word a little bit more. So I already have my word, and I can start us off.
Okay.
Hey,
you did your research.
Yeah, I already.
I got my word now too, but I'll go last.
Oh, okay. With a bang. Possibility. I feel like is one thing that stood out from this conversation. Taking the chance to explore new places, exploring new opportunities, chances of taking on those possibilities, I think is something that stood out. And the possibilities when you don't limit yourself and let other people's perceptions of you limit what you're able to do. So, fire. Yes, sir. Yes. Oh,
You want to go or I'll go? And
it's up to you.
You'll be the grand finale. So mine is going to be live. So based on everything that you're saying, I feel like you're living your life, experiencing your life. And the tattoo that you have, everybody's going to die, but not everybody's going to live. And I feel like being in a box, people put themselves in a box, other people put them in a box, and they don't get to fully live their life. They don't get to live or experience. And I find a lot of folks, when they get older, they're going to have regrets. So try to live your life so that you won't have regrets tomorrow. So live and do the things that you want to do today because tomorrow might never come. Like I could have stayed studying law and then never pursued Trev Clothing. And then it's like, think about where it is now. People think like I made it, but I'm still at the bottom, taking the steps to get to where I want to go.
Love it.
No, absolutely. But you're in a good spot, bro.
Yeah.
You're in a real good spot.
See, that what they be saying? It's like back against the wall.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep it.
Keep on the throttle.
Yeah, facts. I want to say my word is family, straight up. My word's family because I'm home visiting right now. I'm spending time with family. You guys are both family to me. You know, at the end of the day, everything that I do is for the family. And you know, and I just feel so lucky and blessed to be, you know, from Halifax, to be from Africville, a descendant from Africville, to be able to be in Thailand and to be able to represent, you know, Canada and, you know, all of our communities. But like most importantly, just being here with family, you know, and having these wonderful conversations where it's just free flowing because, you know what I mean? I look up to both of you guys. And you know what I mean? When I have tough days, when I'm in Thailand and things aren't looking the greatest, you know what I mean? I know I can pull up your well, not yours because you're deactivated right now, but I could pull up videos.
I'm gonna have to come back on soon.
Yeah, I pull up videos, but for real, like all jokes aside, man, I really look up to you both, and I'm really blessed to be here, you know, with family and have this time on here to be able to share my experiences, and I hope that it, you know, it does some good for people that want to travel and try something new. You know what I mean?
For sure,
be different.
Yeah. Before we go, I'll say, if the time permits, create more content if you can while you're over there, because I feel like that's what I always tell you. So do that, make it happen, so we can see what's going on over there.
Brother, I'm gonna make it a requirement. All right, Thailand with Ty. When I get back there, I'm gonna be posting content, the workout content, the acting and modeling content, and then just like the lifestyle eating at different places.
That'd be tough. Yeah.
I'm gonna I need a mic. See, the thing is that you run through all these different things that you need. You just got to start. You just got to do it, right?
It's so tough, and you're going to get better. The more content you create, the more content you're going to create. And you're living a life over there that is interesting to folks back home and interesting to folks around the world. So, like, you're basically going to put people on to what's it saying in Thailand. Yeah. Like, we're going to come hang with you over there, but, like, we want to see what it's saying before we come.
Yeah, experience it before you actually.
Yeah. And I just got to get out of my shell, guys. And, like, that's something that I got to, like, you know, do myself is get out of my shell and do that more. I mean, you remember when we were getting ready to go to New York Paris, and I had the on the road to Paris. I used to do those little YouTube episodes.
It was tough. I was tuned in. I was actually tuned in.
I did like 3 episodes or 4 episodes
on YouTube.
Stop, but like it goes back to what you said. Like do something and commit to it. See it for a year. You know what I mean? Like do it like a year at least, 365 days.
Even if you don't post it, like you're creating the content. Like for me, like sometimes I'll get in my head and I'll do a life lesson and I won't post it, but the more I do it, the better I get at it.
Yeah.
So it's just keep it going. So,
all right.
Finito?
Yeah, finito.
So thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
My guy. Appreciate you.
We're gonna explore and see where things go with the Thailand. Thank you again for coming on, Ty. We appreciate you. We hope you guys got a lot of different content based on a new person that's traveling outside of Canada. Most people are in Canada, so I think this was a great perspective to have. A lot of education in there on traveling, getting outside your comfort zone, and building yourself up.
Yeah, definitely a great conversation. All things in time, a lot of advice and guidance. So make sure that y'all tune in and lock into that guidance and advice, and also make sure that y'all tap in and like this video, subscribe, comment, share.
Leave your one word at the bottom, please, and thank you, and
put other people on too.
Yes.
How could not crop?
There you go.
Yep. See y'all at the next one.
Love, peace.
So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our Feature Friday podcast. And just wanted to make sure that you guys are connected on all platforms. So wherever you're tuning in, maybe even leave us a 5-star review.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit like and subscribe.
And on our social medias as well, you can follow us at ANS Lab or at African Nova Scotian Youth Lab as well on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got the whole mumble jumble. It'll be in our link tree in our bio.
Don't forget to enter our contest that we have in each episode.
And the way to enter that contest will be sprinkled throughout our episodes, so make sure that you're listening and paying attention.
Each episode may be different, but comment below wherever you are.
And if you don't use social media and you're one of those people, you can even reach out to us by email at anslab@onenorthend.com.
The details are in the episode description.
And last but not least, we want to make sure that we get you guys connected to our resource, our network of resources, the Grapevine newsletter. So to get subscribed, you can check the link in our bio and subscribe yourself. But if you're not that tech savvy, you can also email us at anslab@onenorthend.com and we can get you hooked up.
We'll see you on the next episode.
See you next month.
Let's get it.
Feature Friday.
What's your favorite thing about Fridays?
That's a good question.
The features.